Hi, and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my buddy Thomas Bennett with us from Shield Advisory Group. Good afternoon, Tom. How you doing today, buddy?
Good, Kevin. How about yourself?
I just living the dream, my friend. So, Tom, I actually come on the show
Love it.
because we want to talk about funding. You know, a lot of people, when they think funding, they go to a traditional financial institution, but sometimes people need loans that don't really fit that profile. Can you talk a little bit about how you can help people with maybe some non-traditional ideas?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, so we have about 15 to 20 different programs available to us, different than a lot of the programs that the banks or people may be familiar with. Things are really starting to crack down too. So there's a lot of options out there that businesses didn't really realize that they were aware of. So pretty much what we do is we talk to each business and kind of consult them on an individual basis on what the best option for them may be. Kind of line up a few things, and then obviously they make the decision if it's something that would be beneficial for the business or not.
So now, Tom, does this need to be asset-backed type of lending?
No, so we have there's a lot of lenders out there that will give the runaround and say that this is a business loan, so your personal credit score doesn't matter, or we have all these options where your revenue doesn't matter. To really get into those top tier programs and really any sort of business funding, they are looking at your personal credit score and your revenue. Now, obviously, the higher both those are, the better programs available to you. But even with a lower credit score, lower revenue, there's still plenty of options out there that we're able to help a lot of these businesses with. And even at the bottom of that, right, if we have someone with a lower credit score and lower revenue, we always want to get them into a program that's going to help them out and actually improve the business. And then we actually just rolled out a software that will help improve their business and personal credit score. So then we can work with them to get them into a better program, but always trying to do the best thing for the client and get them something that actually makes sense for them.
Now, Tom, how about if it's been a business that maybe has some inconsistent revenue? Maybe you're doing much better this year than you did last year. How do you confirm that revenue if we're still, in November and there's no tax returns for the year? How do you confirm that, hey, Tom, I'm doing much better this year?
No, that's a great question. So a lot of times we're able to go off of us, and many other lenders are able to go off of like the last 3 to 4 months, and can kind of use that as a framework. It can be beneficial for a lot of businesses, and then we can also wrap that into over the year as well, right? So if they're obviously a lot of businesses have months and quarters that are up, and then they have quarters that are down. We work very well with those type of clients and able to kind of go off the current as well as the year at the moment. So even without the tax returns, we're able to use kind of recent revenue as a benefit to the business. And then we're also looking at their last year to 2 years of business tax returns as well. So it just kind of helps us weigh different options for the client.
So, Tom, do you confirm that through bank deposits? Is that how you confirm what someone's claiming their revenue is?
Absolutely. So we look at like typically the last 4 to 5 months of business bank statements, and then they're often looking for if there's any negative days on there, what the deposits are, what they're withdrawing, and then we're able to kind of get a good framework. And then based on like if they do have a lower credit score and lower revenue, we can still work with them on revenue-based financing, where we can typically get them up to about 3 months of revenue. So if they're only doing like 10,000 a month in revenue, there's still options for them out there where we may be able to get them something that could really significantly grow that business, and then work with them from there.
So Tom, am I free to do what I want to do with the funds? Is there any limits? Now, if I want to use it for payroll, I want to use it for expansion, any rules around what I do with the money once I borrow it?
No, so it really all depends on the program or what we're able to do for the client. Like I said, we have about 15 to 20 different programs. So certain things, like if we're getting them equipment-based financing, obviously that would need to be used on equipment. But a lot of these working capital and revenue-based financing options, we just like to see the business owner do something with it that's going to help the business, whether that's payroll, marketing, inventory, something to grow the business is what we want to see. When we get into those SBA-backed programs, the business does not want to be referencing those funds as debt consolidation. The SBA doesn't want to provide someone with a great program and then find out that they're just using that to kind of consolidate their debt or maybe even put them into a worse position than they were already in. So it really does depend on the program, but based on the use of funds, we can also use that to see what may be the best fit for them.
So Tom, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can I learn more, my friend?
Yeah, so the best way is honestly just reaching out to me directly on my mobile at 978-501-4142. All over social media with Thomas Bennett. And I'm actually working on launching a podcast here over the next few weeks. Is going to be something along the line of small business big thinkers, or something to the tune of that, where we're going to be interviewing a lot of businesses, small businesses, medium-sized businesses that are really investing back in their business to grow it and take it to the next level.
Makes sense. Tom, I really do appreciate you taking a couple minutes out of your day to call on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
You as well. Thank you, Kevin.